So when I'm out there hunting weapons for Nightfall runs, what are some of the things I'm looking for? I'm looking for something versatile, something I can use in a few different kind of situations, something with a large magazine because you got some real chunky enemies. I'm looking for good perks, something that's going to help me deal more damage, take down champions more quickly, and overall feels really good. Good handling, good for hot swapping, good reload speed to keep the damage coming. All those things make a good Nightfall weapon to me, and today I'm going to talk about a weapon that satisfies almost all of these criteria and is going to make your Nightfalls so much better. Welcome back to the Scrub Hub, and I hope you enjoyed today's video as we take a look at Vision of Confluence. So some of you may be wondering if I misspoke just a second ago, but no, you did hear me right. I did say Vision of Confluence. I know scout rifles are not in a great place right now, but it is one of the strongest in its archetype, and next season's precision weapon buff is only going to make that better. So don't switch away just yet, because I really do think this is a great Nightfall weapon, and I'm going to explain to you just why. There is only about a month left in the season, so unfortunately we may not see anti-barrier scout rifle next season as well, but maybe it'll be overload or unstoppable, and it'll be just as good then. So besides the actual anti-champion mod, I think one of the reasons that Vision of Confluence is really good for Nightfalls is because that it's got very nice range, so it lets you keep your distance from enemies and play very carefully, which is practically necessary in Masters and Grandmasters. When everything kills you so quickly, it's very important to stay back and be very methodical, and Vision lets you do just that. Combining with the long range very nicely is the large mag, so while it doesn't necessarily deal a ton of damage, Vision of Confluence does have a pretty nice base mag at around 17 or 18 depending on what kind of perks you have for your mag. But to add on to pretty decent stats overall, I mean, handling, reload speed doesn't feel bad, and stability is excellent as well. Bungie's done a really nice job bringing back a lot of these weapons, and they feel pretty close to their D1 counterparts, and Vision is no exception here. It feels really consistent, easy to use, but besides the base stats that are pretty good all around and make Vision a very comfortable use, why do I think this is actually one of the best champion weapons in the game? Well, that comes down primarily to one perk in the first column, which is Rewind Round. This annoying tongue twister perk rewards some of your magazine back depending on how many hits you got, and honestly, this perk is just so good. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, you could get a 27 round magazine as well as Zen Moment and full auto. That was the static roll back in the day, but I'm actually telling you now that you can do better than 27 rounds per magazine. If you're using rewind rounds, you can actually get well over 30 per magazine if you just land your shots, which, again, with such a consistent scout rifle is not difficult to do. And then if you pair this with something like Frenzy, which is always going to be procced in a Master or Grandmaster Nightfall, or my personal favorite, Disruption Break, you are going to be such a help to your team and be able to keep those barrier shields down at all times because you practically don't have to reload. I mean, just look at the gameplay down here that I have and how long it takes me to empty this magazine. So when you pair Rewind Rounds, which gives you just so much ammo in the magazine, with Disruption Break, and it really helps you down those anti-barrier champions consistently when, you know, sometimes they pop their shields and you're reloading at just the wrong time. These two perks just really help you keep the damage coming. So I would definitely encourage you guys to either look in your vault if you got one of these rolls and kind of overlooked it, or just go and farm out some Vault of Glass. You can get Vision from earlier encounters, and as always you can spend spoils, but from what I hear it sounds like just about everyone gets more than enough Vision drops. So beyond the perks that I think make it a really strong contender in Nightfalls, I think another really good thing about Vision is that it is an elemental primary, so you're not going to struggle to deal with those elemental shields because you ran out of special ammo or something like that. It's going to be very consistent for you. And then on a more basic level is just the fact that it's in the energy slot, because I think there are some really solid choices in the kinetic slot. You can do something like Wither Horde, which is pretty decent for ad control or just DPS, and then combine that with a rocket launcher with auto loading, lasting impression, or you can kind of compensate for the fact that Vision of Confluence is a little bit longer range of a weapon, so you could use something like Ignition Code with blinding grenades, which can really help keep ads off your back. I've come to find that blinding grenades are incredibly strong, and this isn't really anything new. I just hadn't tried it for myself, and I really do recommend it for Grandmasters because ads deal a lot of damage, and when you can just immobilize them, it even immobilizes yellow bars. To just kind of take them out of the fight for a minute can be really helpful for you or your teammates to focus on champions or just surviving. And I also thought that stasis, at least on my hunter, worked pretty well with Vision of Confluence because it allows you to control the flow of battle a little bit better, and when you have enemies closing in on you, you can freeze them, and it kind of compensates for some of the shortcomings that Vision of Confluence does have. So overall, this isn't a Nightfall guide. I just really wanted to highlight one weapon that I thought has been really effective for me and is really only going to get better. Hopefully it still does have some anti-champion mods next season, but we still have a month to work with it this season, and I thought it'd be worth pointing out, especially since all Grandmasters became available just this week. So happy Nightfall farming. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd be thrilled if you left a like and a subscribe. I see every comment, I see every subscription come through, and it means a lot to me, so really appreciate that. And yeah, I appreciate you guys listening and watching and bearing with me. I've been a little bit under the weather these past couple weeks, so been a little bit slow to get videos out, and apologize if my voice sounds a little bit funny. But anyways, hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll catch you guys next time.